Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. From the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, your place for all things automotive. Coming up, we learn about AdventureGenie. Who? What's her name?
What?
AdventureGenie. Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. David Ainsley's got the day off, but boy, next week at this time, he'll be working.
Busy.
He'll be sweating. Yeah. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us for our Saturday morning coffee clutch, extravaganza, whatever you want to call it. Well, don't call it that. I know it was. No, not that. Whatever was on your mind. I know who you are.
My mind's blank.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's check in with Scott Lengel. Scott, am I pronouncing your last name right?
Lengel. I answer to anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Pleasure to be here.
Scott,
Steve.
Tell us what is AdventureGenie?
Yeah. AdventureGenie is an all-in-one AI-based trip planning tool that's targeted to the RVer. And the RVer or the camper is our core audience, but it really works quite well for anyone that's just taking a road trip in a car or a truck or a bicycle or a motorcycle or anything else. But it is finely tuned to the RVer and the camper.
And what makes it tuned to the RVer as opposed to a guy that's going to go cross country in his Volkswagen Bug?
Yep, that's a great question. Mostly because we have a very large campground database. So what we do, and anybody really could stay at a campground, especially a lot of KOAs and other types of campgrounds these days, they have an ability to stay in a tent camp or a cabin, so it really can work for you even if you're not towing something or driving a bus. But with our campground database, what we do is we finely tune the selections or the recommendations of places to stay based on your travel needs. So we know what you're driving, we know what level of amenities you're looking for, we know whether you need a dog park or not, or you want it to be kid-friendly, and the type of hookups you need 50 amp or 30 amp, and we make really finely tuned recommendations. So it's kind of as easy as saying, hey, I'd like to take a 6-week trip from South Carolina to the national parks of Utah, and we will figure out what national parks are in Utah, like the Big Five, and what order you should take them, and how long you should stay at each one, and what a great campground targeted to you is, again, because we know what you're looking for and what you like and stay away from the things that you don't like. And we also know that you like to go hiking, biking, and eat local barbecue and drink beer, and we will make recommendations for breweries and barbecue joints and good hikes and biking trails along the way.
How much does this service cost?
It's $50 a year, but right now we're running a sale for $39.99, which is 20% off, and we'll be running that for probably the rest of the month. So, and that's just an annual fee. And you think about it, you go to a campground or you're on the road and 30, 40, $50, you're doing that without batting an eye. And we give you a whole year worth of trip planning, all the artificial intelligence built in. You could save unlimited number of trips. And so we give you everything. We also allow you, even if you don't have an RV or a camper today, we have integration with RV Share, which is the world's first and largest RV rental company. So you could book your RV directly from AdventureGenie. And we have relationships with campground aggregators like Spot Tonight, which will allow you to book your campground, so you never have to leave the tool. And it's an all-in-one, all-encompassing tool.
So Scott, let me ask you this. So say I'm a member and I've got my $50 in, and I'm planning to plan a trip, and I contact you, and I say, you know what, Scott, I want to leave August 15th, and I want to do that trip to Idaho, the campgrounds and all the things out there. How long does it take to prepare? I give you a date, and you get working on it, and you get back with me when? Does it take a week to do all that? Does it take a couple of days? How long does it take to get that itinerary from you?
Oh, that's a great question. And I'm going to apologize in advance that for some reason the technical guys having a little bit of technical difficulty with the audio here. But I think I got the question. Like, how long does it take to build out that trip?
Right.
That is the beauty of AdventureGenie. What used to take hours, days, literally even weeks, because you'd be going to 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 different tools to do it. Now with AI and in one tool, literally we do it in seconds, maybe minutes. So I could say take that 6-week trip cross country. Here's a cool one that I like to use. Take a trip from Virginia down to Key West, stopping at the best beach towns, and find the best local places to eat seafood and find campgrounds for me. The amount of research that you would use with Google and other campground finders literally would take easily hours, but typically days, because you don't have enough time or patience to do it all in one sitting. Within seconds, we will provide you with that full itinerary.
So if I do that, sorry, Mike, if I do that, can I read reviews of other folks that have gone on trips in a particular area I want to go on? Or is there something that, well, maybe I don't want to do that, and somebody said on a review it was great or it was not so great? So is that available as well?
Yeah, so we can, a lot of it is crowdsourced, and you can share trips with your friends, and we can publish trips that others have taken, including folks you might follow, influencers, so to speak.
Oh, God.
And you kind of trust what they've done. Like there's a guy well known in our community that we're working with. His name is Traveling Robert. And Traveling Robert goes on these incredible cross-country journeys, and he puts out these videos that are sometimes hours in length. And now he can say, you like this trip? Take this trip in AdventureGenie with a single link, and we'll populate it into your trip, and you could follow along, getting rid of the stuff you don't like, adding things that he may not have done in his trip.
I want to go back to the beach trip, if you don't mind, for just a second. And the fact that, I want to hit all these beaches along the East Coast over there. Does it drill it down to, I want to take a shower? Does it have restroom facilities? Are there places to eat along the way? Do they offer food trucks or something? That kind of thing?
Anything and everything. If you want to rough it, we'll learn that. The more you use the tool, we'll know that that's the type of camping you like to do, and we'll make sure that there are facilities there for you that are comfortable for you. If you're self-contained, it's not so important. So we won't highlight that as much. If we knew that you wanted to stop at the best food truck locations, we'd automatically include that in your itinerary, including a link to them so that you can go and do more research on your own. And here's the coolest feature, one of the coolest features that we just added. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a company called Open Roads. Open Roads is a discount fuel aggregator. So basically, they work with, it's like kind of a fleet management kind of system. And what they do is they buy fuel subscriptions in bulk from the truck stops, the big diesel operated Loves and TA and things like that. And what they do is they offer their users 30, 40, 50 cents a gallon discount on diesel. And if you're driving a big RV with 100, 150 or more gallon fuel capacity, that's a big difference at 30, 40, 50 cents discount. We have a partnership with them, so that's automatically built into AdventureGenie. As you're planning your trip, you can make sure you're stopping at those Open Roads affiliated locations. We're actually at a truck stop literally right now because we're on our way to Lewisburg, West Virginia for a big Newmar rally for this week. and we pulled over at a truck stop to do this. But huge savings along the way. That in and of itself, honestly, just a couple of days ago, we fueled up our coach and we saved $50 using the Open Roads integration. There's your $50 for AdventureGenie right there.
Hey, Scott, let me ask you, let's go back to Key West. I don't have a lot of time. I can't talk my wife into flying into the Key West airport, and I don't want to make that 16-hour drive from where we are in Texas. Can I fly into Fort Lauderdale, make arrangements to rent an RV there to drive down to Key West and back?
100%. Yep. So with our integration with RV Share, which is an RV rental company, it's kind of like an Airbnb where folks that own RVs, they put them into the system. When they're not using it, you could rent it through this aggregator known as RV Share. And that's a great use case. Fly to Fort Lauderdale. You start your trip. So basically in AdventureGenie, you'd be saying, I'm taking a trip from Fort Lauderdale to Key West. And when you get to Fort Lauderdale, you say, find me an RV. You enter your criteria, how many people you want it to be able to sleep. By the way, usually 2 is the most comfortable if you haven't been RVing. Now, drink, if you're having folks over for drinks, maybe 6 is cool. That's the old adage, 6 for drinks, 4 for dinner, and 2 for sleeping. But you would put in your criteria and you'd get a list of the inventory, and right through AdventureGenie, you can book your RV in Fort Lauderdale. We can show the stops along the way. You might want to stop at Marathon. There's some great campgrounds in Marathon, Florida, which is about the halfway point from Fort Lauderdale to Key West. And again, all in one, you could book your RV. You could book your campgrounds. You'll find all the cool places to go fishing and deep sea fishing and the local spots to get your stone crab claws. Yep, all from within the
I was waiting for you to say, yeah, well, you can stop there and get your crabs. I mean, crab claws, yeah, I got that.
That's why there's only 2 for sleeping.
There's only 2 for sleeping. That's why we've got it limited there. Well, yeah, I'm thrilled at learning all of this. My only hesitation is I don't have a lot of self-confidence in backing an RV into an RV spot. So if I get there to the campground, can I tell the campground operator, hey, can you help me back the thing in?
Better than that. I've got a better solution for you. RV Share, they will do it for you. They will either deliver an RV to a campground, and in some campgrounds, they have RVs that are permanently parked there. So all you got to do is drive up. So in that scenario, you might not fly. Well, you might still fly into Fort Lauderdale and then just drive a car out to Key West. And with RV Share, they could have an RV parked either full time in that campground, or they would have it delivered there.
Like at Marathon, like you were talking about halfway down.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine it's the Lengel's RV stop all across America, and you would have your own driver for your coach, and you'd be like a celebrity. Oh, here
That's
comes
right.
Scott and his family. Get out of the way because this guy's got it down.
No, they'd say it about
Here
you.
we go. It's the rock star bus.
Hey, Scott, we got one of our listeners that's watching. Candace is wanting to know if it's like if two women wanted to take a trip, is there something that they can put in criteria as far as like safety concerns?
Stay away from Don Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. So when you configure one time only, you will tell us what type of camper or RV or coach or rig or whatever term you want to use you're driving. And then we will provide RV safe routing instructions to make sure you're not going under low bridges or going through tunnels that you may or may not fit. And true story, like literally just 30 minutes ago, we were going through the tolls of West Virginia, and you can't fit an RV in every single toll lane. You have to go all the way over to the right. So we would make sure that you're safely, taking a route that's going to accommodate you, and you're not going to get into trouble.
Very good. So you're in your RV.
We are.
I just
in the
realized,
RV right now,
looking at behind you.
Over. We have, here's something cool. We have Starlink, good old Starlink, sitting on the roof. And so we have full-time internet. Even while we're driving at 60, 70 miles an hour, we're still getting incredible, like 100, 150 megabit a second streamed into the coach. So, yeah, we're full-time connected.
Well, Scott, this is absolutely fascinating. Is it AdventureGenie.com?
It is, AdventureGenie.com, and we have that sale running right now. And, we thanks for... See you guys.
And hey, and the next time you're stopping through the Houston area, be sure and stop. Give us a call, and we'll climb on the rig, and we'll hitch a ride with you out to Las Vegas or wherever you want to go. We'll just go with you.
Sounds great. We'd love to have you, at least for drinks.
Absolutely. There you go.
There's only 2 for sleeping.
God bless. Scott, thanks so much. We appreciate you. AdventureGenie.com. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Right. Sounds great. Have a great day, guys.
You too. Just ahead, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I'll bring you this week's automotive news headlines, all coming up on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We are back in a flash. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The NWell Time Car Talk Show thanks you for 14 wonderful years. Yep, our first show aired May 7th, 2011 on a local radio station. Then it was a move to the digital world and social media, and you followed. Thank you. We continue to build and grow our fan base, and it's all because of you and your auto enthusiast friends. We appreciate your support. It's always great to see you at our remote broadcasts, and we hope you'll continue to stop by and say hello. It's been a great ride, and we hope to bring you more fun and adventure right here on the NWell Time Car Talk Show. Okay. Welcome back to In Wheel Time. Looking forward to seeing you at the Lone Star Street Rod Association State Run in Granbury next weekend, next Saturday, June the 12th. We will be there broadcasting our show with a bonus hour beginning at 9 o'clock, so 9 to noon next Saturday. We hope you'll tune in. All right, time now for the racing calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge. Here's Jeffrey.
Thank you for that. We've got IMSA is off this week. They're going to come back on the 22nd of June for the 6 hours at the Glen in Watkins Glen. That's going to be on Peacock. NHRA, I watched a little bit of the live broadcast, which was tape delayed from Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway. They actually, I saw with J.R. Todd, they went off in the funny car. They launched off the starting line. And by the time they got 1,000 feet, it was pouring rain. It was sunny on the starting line. It was pouring rain on the finish line.
Weird.
It was really weird. So, but there's a big talk about that. You got Indy. Indy is Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway in Madison, Illinois. It's a 260 lapper. NASCAR is about my page here. NASCAR is in Michigan, like we talked about, and then you got Hulk Hogan. That's right, brother. He's going to be there with his car, his beer. They're going to be drinking beer in the car. Don't be drinking and driving. You got Craftsman Truck today at Michigan. You got the big boys tomorrow at Michigan. Formula One is going June 15th, so it's next weekend at the Canadian Grand Prix. So there you go.
What kind of ugliness is going on with IndyCar and Roger Penske and all that?
Well, there's a lot of controversy. Not just IndyCar, but a lot of it's NASCAR too.
Well, I know, but I'm focusing in on IndyCar with Roger. Some people are calling for his resignation for the head of IndyCar because he's head of that, head of the Indy Speedway. He's got his own race car team.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're calling him to step aside and let other people. Conflict of interest is what they're saying.
Well, the man had a vision. He had the money to do it. He's buying it all up, and why not? He could do that. So if anybody's got a problem with it, buy him out.
Well, if he's being successful.
Exactly.
Listen,
too successful.
I've always been impressed by Roger Penske. I think that he's a straight-up guy. I think that he's got some people working for him that are total dummies. But other than that, and I don't think that they're doing it maliciously for the most part. I think that they're doing it because they didn't keep up with what it's supposed to be, what the rules say, and they made a mistake.
Well, they're trying to change the rules to fit their own agendas.
Oh, there's that too, yeah.
That's all it is. So, anyways, and still enjoy racing. It's just a matter of what you want to look at.
All right, Mr. Mars, this week in auto history, we like that.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Got lots of things going on.
There was a pause there that I'm thinking, what in the world?
Well,
have I done something wrong?
No, I was checking a message over here and making sure Candace got her answer from Scott. So,
okay.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I jumped ahead. I apologize for that. Go ahead, Mike.
You're fine. You're right. So anyway, this week in auto history. So one of the things that happened this week in 2009 is when General Motors filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, this was one of the largest industrial failures in U.S. history. Massive debt, declining sales, general global financial crisis.
And Mary Barra's salary.
Well, no, she wasn't there yet. But GM got a $50 billion federal buyout. Now, part of the restructuring on the graph that we've got here, a lot of things
bailout,
happened.
not a buyout.
Oh, did I say bailout?
Yeah, it's
My
okay.
bad. It's a bailout. Part of the restructuring, so this is where Pontiac went away, the Saturn went away, Hummer went away. They did some consolidation of brands as part of that restructuring from before and then after, and reduced their brand holdings considerably. So, also this week in 2012...
Daewoo. Boy, now there's a brand that I want to go buy.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's go buy some Daewoos.
Yeah, on a handshake.
In 2012, the LeMay America's Car Museum opened. Now, this is up in Tacoma, Washington, and it's showcasing one of the largest collections of automobiles that was started by a private collector. 165,000 square foot facility. It is in Tacoma, and it's got 300 vehicles in it. Started out as LeMay's, and he opened it to kind of show it off, but now they've got rotating exhibits. It's a great place. I actually got to see part of that with Harold Gunn, and I took a little detour.
You and Harold?
Yeah, we were driving and said, hey, look where we are. Let's go see this. Anyway, it was great. If you ever get up close to it, check it out.
Where is it?
In Tacoma, Washington.
Tacoma. It's Washington.
Also in 1896, Henry Ford was testing his first vehicle. Now, this was a quadricycle in Detroit. And it's self-propelled quadricycle through the streets. It was powered by a 2-cylinder engine, lightweight, 4-wheel machine. This was his first vehicle, and this is kind of what got him started off into the automotive industry. Also, this
is that Henry driving it?
Yes.
Tub it out.
Huh. Well, it looks like he's got a little bit more weight there than he did when he died.
Well, he's a little earlier. He hadn't starved yet. So in 1909, the first event at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now, it was not an Indianapolis 500 type race.
That's
it
right.
was not. It was actually a gas-filled balloon race. And happened on a Saturday more than 2 months before the oval was actually completed. Had 40,000 people attended this. 9 balloons lifted off for racing. And a balloon by the name of Universal City won the race, landing 382 miles away after the wind got a hold of it. Also this week, in 1925, the Chrysler Corporation was founded. Walter Chrysler established the Chrysler Corporation by transforming the Maxwell Motor Company, and he took it and turned it into a major automobile company. Chrysler is where it headed. Now, the new corporation brought in new vehicles, advanced engineering, and, of course, brought in the high compression engine. And so that's where they got into the performance and started out, and they went out and bought Dodge, DeSoto, and Plymouth to form the whole corporation.
Got a Hemi in it.
Got a Hemi in it. Again. So in 1932...
I like the knickers he's wearing.
Yes, buddy. The U.S. government enacted a federal gasoline tax of 1 cent per gallon as part of the Revenue Act of 1932. Now, this is the first federal gasoline tax, and it was aimed to generate funds during the Great Depression. It was going to be a temporary tax, but it laid the groundwork for future highway funding. No tax that's ever been implemented by the government's ever been taken out. So that was this week in automotive history.
Well, you were talking about Mr. Chrysler.
Yes, Walter.
Chrysler building the 77-story Art Deco skyscraper in Manhattan, commissioned by automotive icon Walter P. Chrysler, has hit the market amid reports that its interior is crumbling. The building was completed in 1930, so talk about Mr. Narcissist. I'm going to build a building, and I'm going to name it after me.
Darn tootin'.
Has been the subject of a contentious court battle between its most recent operator and Cooper Union, a private college that owns the land it sits on. The effort to find a buyer coincides with the 100th anniversary of Chrysler, which was founded in June of 25. Walter called the New York landmark, which held the title of the world's tallest building for 339 big days, a monument to me.
Woohoo.
Narcissist. It features gargoyles inspired by Plymouth hood ornaments and accents modeled after Chrysler radiator caps, according to Architectural Digest. But its condition is deteriorating. Several elevators have been out of service recently. According to court records, and tenants have complained of mice and dirty drinking water, according to Cranes New York, an affiliate of Automotive News.
So they're serving dirty drinking water to the mice?
Yes, they are.
Apparently so. Ram is bringing its vaunted Hemi engine back as an option on the 1500 pickup this summer after dropping it for the 2025 model year. The 5.7-liter V8 Hemi with mild hybrid e-torque technology will be offered on the 2026 Ram 1500 Tradesman, Bighorn, Express, Warlock, Laramie, Rebel, Limited, and Longhorn trims. The engine, available as a $1,200 upgrade, delivers 395 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. Ram axed the Hemi in the 1500 when the refreshed version debuted last year, instead of switching to a family of twin turbocharged inline six-cylinder engines called the Hurricane. But Ram CEO Tim Kuniskis, thank you God, made the Hemi's return a priority when he came back to the brand in December after Stellantis CEO Carl Tavares resigned. He didn't resign. He got fired. There's a mud dauber in here. Flying
the
again.
NHRA, they had the Power Wagon as a tow vehicle yesterday. It was a pretty cool looking vehicle. Had him there.
Automakers canceling large numbers of future electric vehicle programs, and that will grow the number of hybrid offerings over the next 4 years, while new vehicle launches slow dramatically because of industry uncertainty. Meanwhile, dealers have an opportunity to perhaps double their most profitable revenue streams because of untapped connectivity capacity, according to a widely watched annual industry report from Bank of America. This news from Automotive News. Car Wars, it's called. Car Wars is an annual study of the automotive product pipeline and the resulting impact on both car makers and car retailers. I'm telling you this because it's going to have a direct reflection on when you go buy a car or go to a dealership. This year's study covers the next 4 years, model years 2026 through 2029, and shows that the tumult caused by slowing EV adoption rates, tariffs, and regulatory hurdles is causing automakers to retrench into their traditional strengths. According to John Murphy, he's the senior automotive analyst with Bank of America Securities. He says, we expect 159 models to be launched over the next 4 years. That's a dramatic decline from above 200 last year, and really is an indication of a lot of what's going on with automakers and EV investments. There's that. And I think that's all I'm going to get to right now. Oh, I did want to tell you about the ship carrying 3,000 cars to Mexico.
All right.
Abandoned in the Pacific Ocean after catching fire on Tuesday. Smoke was first seen coming from a deck on the Morning Midas that was carrying electric vehicles, according to the ship's manager, Zodiac Maritime. He said in a statement, it is about 800 EVs on board. It is not clear what brand of vehicles the ship was carrying. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. The crew initiated firefighting procedures, but the blaze could not be brought under control. The U.S. Coast Guard evacuated all 22 crew members, transferring them to a nearby merchant ship. Coast Guard said earlier it was sending air crews and a vessel toward the ship where the crew had been actively fighting the blaze.
Wow, get some smoking hot deals there.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that thing's going right down to the floor of the Pacific Ocean, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I wonder where the insurance is.
Hey, we'd love to hear
That's why
from
it's
you.
abandoned.
Shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We are back right after this quick break. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and just about every other entertainment source out there, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including Jeff's Car Culture, the latest new cars, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.